Today, we're diving deep into the Kent County housing market. And it's not the simple, straightforward story you might be expecting. It's really a tale of two totally different markets. We're talking single-family homes versus condos. And there's a twist in the data that, well, it might just surprise you. So let's get right to it. The big question on everybody's mind. Is the housing market around here still on fire? I mean, are we still in that red-hot, prices-only-go-up trend that we've been hearing about for years now? Well, the answer is, it's a little complicated. To really figure this out, we're going to skip the chatter and go straight to the source, the hard data from the Michigan Regional Information Center, or MichRIC. Let's see what the numbers are actually telling us about what's going on. Okay, first up, let's talk about single-family houses. If you're looking at this part of the market, the story is pretty darn clear. Things are still very, very hot. No question about it. Check this number out. For single-family homes, the median sales price is up a massive 10.9% compared to the same time last year. That is a huge jump, and it tells you one thing loud and clear. Buyer demand is still incredibly strong. So let's dig into that a little more. The median price hit $355,000. But what's really fascinating here is that even with new listings up over 7%, which you'd think would cool things down, it's not happening. Demand is so high that homes are still flying off the market in an average of just 23 days. Now, to really grasp how tight this market is, we have to look at a key metric called months supply of inventory. It's simple, really. It just tells us how long it would take to sell every single house currently listed if no new homes came on the market. A normal, balanced market is usually around 6 months of supply. So what is it for single-family homes in Kent County? Just 1.7 months. That is incredibly low. It basically means inventory is super tight, buyers are all competing for the same few houses, and sellers are absolutely in the driver's seat. So for houses, yeah, the boom is definitely still on. But hey, remember I said this was a tale of two stories? Well, let's pivot and look at the condo market, because the picture here, it's a whole different ballgame. Okay, get ready for this. The median sales price for condos, it didn't go up, it went down. And not just a little bit. We are talking about a drop of 22.7% from last year. That is a dramatic, complete 180 from what we're seeing with single-family homes. And this is where it gets really interesting, kind of puzzling even. While the median price plummeted to $255,000, the number of sales actually went up by more than 10%. And to top it all off, condos are actually selling a little bit faster than they did last year. So, what on earth is going on? Well, it looks like those lower prices are actually spurring more sales. It suggests a market that's correcting on price, but is still seeing a ton of activity. So it's not a crash, not at all, but it is a cooling off that buyers seem to be jumping on. Now, one dramatic month of data can be a bit of a head fake. So to get the real story, to get some proper context, we need to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Yeah, it's so important not to overreact to one monthly report. Real market trends are built over years, not just a few weeks. So let's pull the camera back and look at the rolling 12-month median sales price for the last decade or so, just to see where things really stand. For single-family homes, the long-term chart shows exactly what you'd probably guess: a steady, consistent, and really powerful climb upwards. From 2013 on, and especially after 2020, that line just shoots up. This year's growth is really just the latest chapter in that long-running story. And here's the crucial context for that condo market shocker. In spite of that one jarring monthly drop, the long-term trend for condos is also one of major growth. Prices today are way, way higher than they were in 2013, 2015, or even 2018. So that recent dip, it looks more like a blip on the radar, not a collapse of the long-term value. So here's the main takeaway, the crucial point. When you zoom out and look at the last decade, the fundamental story for both single-family homes and condos in Kent County has been one of really impressive growth and appreciation. Okay, so that's a lot of data. What does this all actually mean for you right now if you're thinking about buying or selling? Let's break down the practical side of things. It really, truly is a tale of two markets. If you're selling a house, you are in a very powerful position. For buyers, trying to get into that market, it means you gotta be ready for a fight. Be quick, be strong with your offer. But for condos, the script has flipped. Sellers might need to adjust their price expectations, while buyers suddenly have more room to breathe, more power to negotiate, and might just find some really great opportunities. All right, so let's wrap this all up. The big takeaways are these. The Kent County housing market isn't just one thing. The market for single-family homes, still hot. The condo market, it's showing clear signs of cooling prices, which is creating new dynamics. But, and this is a big but, the long-term growth for both is strong. Your strategy, whether you're buying or selling, has to be completely tailored to which of these two markets you're playing in. And all this leaves us with a really fascinating question for the future. Is this just a temporary split, or are we witnessing a more fundamental shift in what buyers want? Will the gap between the house and condo markets keep getting wider, or will they eventually start moving together again? Only time and the data will tell us that story.